Today, on a slightly late episode of The Grid, we are going to be doing the blind photo critiques. And let me tell you, it's not going to be a good day. It's going to be rough. It's a rough batch of images today, but that's okay. Now, no Mr. Kuna today. Mr. Kuna is out gallivanting, I think, in New Mexico at a nighttime photography conference. I think it's called like the Nightscapers or something like that. So he's not going to be here. So I'm lone dogging it. But that doesn't mean it's going to be a harsh day on The Grid. And it all just starts in 14.6 seconds. Let's go!
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to The Grid. My name is Reginald. No, it's just me. Anyway, it's just me. I'm super alone. No Kuna. I got the whole center of the desk here. I got the whole place to myself. It's quite exciting. Anyway, Mr. Kuna's out speaking at a conference out. He loves that nighttime stuff. So he's out there doing Milky Ways and night photography and star trails and all the stuff that entails. I'm sure he's going to come back with some amazing images. But today I'm just sad, lonely guy. And I'm even made sadder by the images that were turned in for blind photo critiques. Look, if you turned in photos for blind critiques, I suggest you leave now. Just go do something else. You don't have to watch The Grid today. Just let it go. Just go outside and enjoy the sunshine. If there is sunshine where you are, we're here in Florida and it's super sunshiny. It's a beautiful day to be outdoors and not watching a screen because it's that kind of day. It's not good. Now, if it gets extremely bad, we have this button here on the desk. I don't want to push it. But if some images come up that are truly, truly bad, we flip the top. I hit the button. I'm not going to hit it now. And, well, you'll see what happens. But it's basically, it only happens if your images are so bad that maybe photography's not your thing. So we'll close it, but it's right here on the desk just in case. Okay. What all's going on? Next week I will be opening tickets for my Florence, Italy workshop. So me, Mamandani, and I are going to be in Florence, Italy. We're also going to be visiting Cinque Terre, which are 5 beautiful coastal cities right there along the coast in Italy. So we'll be in Florence, Italy, and that's it right there, Cinque Terre and Florence, and that's the beautiful shot of the Duomo in Florence, and so we'll be going there for lots of fun. Tickets will be available soon, if any are left, after we've let people that have already been to our workshops, they get the first crack at it. Then people on my newsletter list. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page you see now, if you want to know about these before it happens, like before the public gets a shot at it, go get on my advance notice email list, and that way you'll get notice before the public. So there you go. All right. That being said, we have some giveaways today. We've got today we're giving away a Platypod grip, which is this little thing that holds your phone on a tripod, right? Or a platypod or whatever. Giving away the night photography book by Mr. Kuna, who could not be here because he's Kunaing out in Kuna land. He's Kunacious. All right, we're going to give away a copy of my book, the digital photography book. So this is crazy. The best-selling book in history on digital photography. I know, it's crazy. It's sold in every different language you can imagine, but we're going to send you the English one. We're also going to sell my latest book. My latest book is called the Lightroom Classic Book for Digital Photographers. It is, let me see how many pages, 512 pages. It is, I want to know everything about Lightroom from the beginning. I want to learn Lightroom inside out. That's this book right here. #1 bestseller. You can see that. And we're going to be giving away a copy of all that today, plus a copy of On One No Noise, which, as you know, if you watch The Grid, one of our very favorite plugins. We use it daily almost. So it's awesome. So go get that. If you can't win it today, you can go buy it. And it's I think it's on sale. I think I saw the other day it was on sale. All right. Also, where do you? How do you enter? You enter by going to this web address here, which is KelbyOne.ai/grid contest. Oh no, that's not the new. There's a new one. Sorry, it's kel.by/grid prize. So it's my name, kel.by/grid prize. That's it. Grid prize. Boom. Go enter there. We'll pick a winner, and somebody watching live right now is going to win all the things I just mentioned. Okay. What else? Oh, I got to show you a graphic. I got a graphic. Hang on. I've got a graphic for you. I am going to be speaking at an event. I got 2 events I'm speaking at. One in Las Vegas and one... Where did it go? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking in the wrong place. No wonder I can't find it. It is right here. I'm speaking at the Big Thinkers Conference. So this is coming up October 23rd and 24th in Lake Buena Vista, which is basically Disney Springs. It is directly next to Walt Disney World in Orlando, but in the Orlando area, but it's actually in Lake Buena Vista. Anyway, it is a conference for people that are in business, and I'm doing a class that they saw me actually do out in Los Angeles called How to Present Like a Pro. And they asked me to be a part of this Big Thinkers Conference, which I'm thrilled to be. And so go to thebigthinkers.com, and I'm going to teach you stuff in this thing on how to present like a pro. This is for like doing an on-stage presentation to 14 people or 4,000. And you're not going to find this stuff anywhere else. I kid you not. I got stuff that you will not read in any book, that you haven't heard anywhere else. It's not going to be how to picture the audience naked and all the stupid stuff that you've got. This is the real deal. So I can't wait to show you it, and that's coming up in October. All right, what else we got? I still don't have my photos done from Switzerland. This is a super busy time right now. We got so much going on and all this kind of stuff. So, however, I will tell you this. Next Tuesday, I'm recording a new class, and the class is on using continuous light. So for people who came to the KelbyOne Summit here, so our VIP, Inner Circle, or Masters Photography people who came here and spent 3 days at our headquarters, I did all the lighting using continuous light, and I'm using some older lights, but there were ones I had. So anyway, I am doing a whole class on it. People said, can you do a class on using continuous light? And it's perfect for people who are getting into light. And I'm going to be using this light from Westcott that is amazing. It's crazy bright, and it's shockingly cheap. Or I should say shockingly inexpensive, but it's really nicely made, a great kit. I'm going to be recording that next Tuesday, and we'll have it for you shortly thereafter. That's all the stuff that's going on. All right. So we asked people to send in 3 of their best images, and apparently people do not understand what it means by best image. It's going to be a rough one. Rough. But the idea is that we give honest critiques. They're blind, so we don't know anybody's name. I don't know their name. You don't know their name. So we're not trying to publicly embarrass anybody, but we're trying to be honest, and that's why this buzzer, I want to move it out of the way here. That's why this buzzer exists. Because sometimes photography may not be your thing. Just like if you take a saxophone and you hand it to somebody and they start playing it, you're like, you know what? Saxophone may not be your thing. All right, let's go and jump in here and look at the first image, or first set of images. There's 3 images, and here we go. Let's take a look. Now, these aren't terribly bad if white balance is not an issue for you, and having grass go in front of all your animals is not an issue for you. But it's an issue for me. Look at this. I don't even know what animal this is. It's not a fox. I don't know what it is. You guys know. Somebody will put it in the chat. I have no idea what this is, but I can tell you what I do know. The white balance is way off. So let's go over here to color. And you can do this in Lightroom or Camera Raw. Let's make the color not blue. Let's look at the difference. That's how blue that animal was. I don't even know what that animal is. I really do not. But still, you got this got this junk in front of his face, like all over the place, going across his ears, right across his head, through his body. It's just, you got to get rid of that stuff. Now, Lightroom's got a great tool for it. Camera Raw is the same tool. It is the get the eraser. Make sure you've got the generative AI turned on. Use a very small brush and get rid of this stupid stuff that's killing your photo over here. This thing, I don't know. It needs a better cleanup than I'm going to do, but I'm going to get you in the ballpark, and just hit remove. So we got our color right, and in 12 seconds, we should have all that stuff out of the way that's killing the shot. And the rest is okay, like the out of focus stuff in the foreground. So, I mean, you didn't do a terrible job of shooting it. You did a terrible job of editing it. So let's take a look. Give us a second here. That's kind of creeping along. Come on. That's better. Look at all the stuff we got rid of. We didn't get rid of all of it. There's still some more. I would get rid of this over here. I'd get rid of that thing coming out of his head or her head. This doesn't look good. I'd get rid of these stupid looking things. All the stuff that's not adding to the photo, get it the heck out of there. All right, I'll hit that remove just so we can kind of finish this one off and move on to the next problem photo that you took. Sorry. Maybe that's the sound that animal makes. I can't believe no one's put it in the chat yet what this animal is. Because I know someone's looking at it going, oh, Scott, that's a lemur. It's not a lemur, but, whatever. All right, that's certainly better. But anyway, that's number one. But you have the same problem with all of your images. Look at this one. Can I get any bigger with it? Look at this. You got sticks going right up his nose. Your white balance is off, and you got all these sticks. So maybe you shot at too low an angle, right? It's good that you got down low. So I'm not really kicking you too badly, because I think you're trying to do the right thing. Like, you're getting eye level with the animal, but unfortunately you didn't clean up your post-processing it's rough. Look at this one. Why is your animal, I'm going to think I don't want to say it's an elk. I don't know what it is, a deer, who knows. Here, let's go. Let's just fix the color. There we go. Look at your color was ick, but you can also do something else too. You could put a slight vignette on it to kind of draw the eye towards the middle. Something like that, where you don't even realize there's really a vignette on there. But again, you got sticks going through his face. If you look up here, you got sticks going through his ears and all this stuff, and it's just, you got to fix that stuff. So you're not out of the ballpark, but you need a little work on your post. So I would definitely work on that. Let's move on. What do we got here? Okay, that's bad. That's not bad. Ooh, I like this one. All right, so I like that. I think the white border looks nice with it. I kind of like this one. And unfortunately, this one's just kind of a mess. The scene is so messy that the owl gets lost in the scene, and it's not a good shot. That's okay, and this one's good, because I like the way you toned this one a lot, like the toning on this one. The whole post-processing on this one's really good. The post-processing's fine on this one. The post is even good on this one, so it's not your post-processing. This one's just your subject's got a stick going through them and sticks everywhere. It's just a messy mess. So some good and some bad stuff. Ooh, hey, wait, there's finally a good one. All right, look at this. I'm just looking at the thumbnails. That looks nice. Love the low angle. You got a funky situation here, because the building in the center looks straight, but the ground looks crooked. I wonder if we can fix that. We'd have to go to Photoshop, I think, for this. We might be able to fix that. I'm going to duplicate the layer just so we can see a before and after, and I'm going to bring a ruler down so we can see where it should be straight, like that. So if you look, you can see it's not straight. It's straight over here, but then it goes really wildly crooked. Because you used an ultra wide angle, I think I would pull this down like that. and maybe pull this up a little bit so it's not so, something like that. So let me show you the difference. And that was just done very quickly. It's not right on the money, but watch the difference. Look. See how the whole image was kind of pinched to the side? So it's such a nice picture, and it's so nicely post-processed. I think you would absolutely do that to fix that. All right, so that's that one. This one, very nice. I love the low angle. The room looks beautiful, and it's nicely post-processed. Very nice. And this is terrific. And I love the post-processing. Only thing I would do is one little thing, just a minor thing. Go get the masking tool. Get the linear gradient and darken the rock, because it ain't about the rock. So let's go over here and darken that down, right? It's really about the primate. All right, so let's look at a side by side. See how bright that is over there on the left side? So just making that one little change, I think will because it draws your eye down to the rock, and it's not about the rock at all. So anyway, but these are very nice. Good photography. It's nice to see some good images. Gives us a break from all the rest we're about to see. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, look at these. Oh, let me open them in Camera Raw so they're bigger. There we go. That one's pretty good. Long exposure. I like it. Love this one. Love it. Loving it. I'm loving it. And this one especially. This is my favorite of the three. I love these. These are very nicely done. These two are my favorite. The last one, I just don't think the building is as interesting. I don't know if the wood works as well as all the metal does. You know, it's kind of like a lot of wood. But I love that you did the long exposure. And you went, wait a minute. Your exposure was 1/1500th of a second, which means you added the long exposure in post, which is very good. Yeah, these are very nice. These are great. Love them. I like all of them. You done good. You're saving this. And then there were these three. Let me open them bigger. Whew. Nah, I'm not going to do them. These are just snapshots. This one's cute that you tried to do something cute, but these are just like shots you take with your phone when you don't care. Oh, look, we're at the beach, or oh, look, there's the dog, or whatever. They're not, I wouldn't really call this, it's not photography, it's just vacation stuff, family stuff. It's not, if these are three of your best photos, we got to have a talk. Because these are just kind of nothing. They're kind of nothing. I'll just leave it at that. I was tempted. I'm not going to hit the button, though. All right, we're going to take a short pause. When we come back, we got a whole bunch of bad images to look at, so stick around. It's going to be a bad day here on the grid. And there goes the jib. There goes the jib. Here comes the big number.
I've been adding the Photoshop magic to movie posters and images for ad campaigns for about 35 years. I'm excited to have a class on compositing. We're going to talk about layer structure, what goes on top and what goes on bottom of your layer stack so that everything makes sense. We're going to talk about masking, lighting, adding shadows, color correction. We're going to talk about depth of field, how you control that and how you use that to focus the eye. And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about color grading and how you pull it all together with a little bit of a texture on top. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to have a chance to share this with you. Come see my class at KelbyOne.com.
Hey guys, Frank Dorhoff here. Welcome in our studio in the Netherlands and welcome to a new class on KelbyOne. Do you ever wonder, like, how can we get more creative with our photography? Are you a little bit afraid when you look at those websites and you can see all those props and they are pretty expensive and you don't know what to buy? Why not start with the stuff that you already have? Why not get some, let's say, emergency blankets? Or maybe get a torch. If the light is too bright or too large, use a little bit of piece of cardboard. You will find out that in this class, you will look at your photography equipment in a totally different way. There are no more excuses. I don't have expensive gear. I don't have expensive backdrops. After this class, you will make the best of even an emergency blanket. Join me on this new class on KelbyOne to create great images with cheap materials that you can find in and around your house. And you probably already have a load of them that I'm going to show you in this class. See you online.
Hey, we are back and just getting stuff organized here. All right, let's look. We're looking at some more images, and hopefully they're better than what we just saw. Oh, this look better. Take a look. That's nice. Let's look all three. All right. Well, this one is absolutely my favorite. Love the clouds. I like the leading lines. It's a very interesting lighthouse. It's like a castle lighthouse. I think this is very nicely done and very nicely post-processed. This one is nicely done with a long exposure, but it's just like the foreground is good and then it gets very messy. Like over here with all these extra branches, just get rid of that stuff. Just all this ugliness is not, because this could be a really nice shot and it's nicely photographed and it's nicely done in many ways, but in some ways it's just, you got to finish the job. And I would get rid of this whole thing, this branch, and these branches in front. Leave the foggy ones back there and get rid of all these little things that are just kind of killing what otherwise would be a good image. This one, it's nicely post-processed. And I think that you're really putting a lot of emphasis on the sun and the starburst, because I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to look at. Am I looking at the tree in the front? Am I looking at the next tree back? I know, what are those, cherry blossoms? I don't know. I don't think this one really works. The post-processing's good. I think the other two actually work with a little bit of fixing on that one. This one, I think I've just kind of passed on. But it's still not bad, but I mean, not... If it doesn't have a clear subject, it makes it a lot harder. Hey, I'm going to give some quick shout-outs. Mike is here from Riverview, Michigan. Alan says howdy from Houston. Katie says howdy Gridsters, also from Houston. Chase says greetings from California. Allison and Jeremy say hi, but they are not in England. By the way, Allison sent an absolutely beautiful shot of Dobson's motorcycle. So Dobson drives a motorcycle. We did a motorcycle shoot here in the studio. Oh, here it is on metal. Look at this. See if you can get a good shot of it. Right? I'm trying to not get the reflections, but Allison sent him this on metal today. It's a shot that she took when she was here. She came over from the UK, from England to... and anyway, she sent that to Dobson, which is very nice. It was Dobson's bike. Lewis says, good day from Mount Airy, Maryland. Kim says hi, my editor, Kim Doty. John Neely says hi from West Hampton Beach, New York. Jeff's here from Kuna, Idaho, with a C. Leon Smith, good afternoon from a cloudy and chilly southern Maryland. Ken's here from Tampa, right down the street. Elizabeth says hi from Kadoka, South Dakota. David's here from Sweden. Glad to have you all joining us for this momentous occasion. Let's keep going here. See what we got. Let's take a look. Oh, these look pretty good. You know, actually, there's some better images here than I was expecting. Hold on. All right. That's a nice shot. That's a big league shot. You got the interesting pose, the moment of action, good color, background's out of focus. That's very nice. This one's very nice. You got the ball coming off the bat. I like the player's expression. The only thing I might do, fences kind of kill shots and stuff. I'm going to go right down here to lens blur and turn on the lens blur. First, it takes a few seconds for it to come on. So hit the check box. Don't just point at it. Actually click it. That'll add some more blur. But I think what you're really going to want is to go to the blur amount and crank it up all the way. So you can see, let's turn off the, see how much it blurs it? It gives it that big league look. I would definitely drop that on there. But that's a good shot. I mean, photographically, you're nailing it. I mean, these are big league shots of little leaguers. And that one's good. Looks like you're shooting through the fence. Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I guess you could carefully, remove it all out of there. You could go get the remove tool and just make it, you have to make it bigger than that and see if you can kind of get rid of some of this. I don't know how this is going to go. Let's try this. Go that way. I don't know. I think this is going to be hit or miss, but let's just see. That's the quickest, easiest way, but I don't know if it's going to work. That's a great shot, though. Yeah, it didn't really do much, did it? Let's try the variations. There's 3 of them. Actually, it did help a little up in the... Yes, it did help up top. It really did not much down here. But anyway, these are terrific shots. So thank you for kind of also helping to save the day today. All right, moving on. Oh, these look good. Let me make them big. Hold on. That looks good. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. So I'm not sure what to say about this one. And I love this one. I love this one. I love the architectural style and the sweeping buildings, skyscrapers. I like this one. I like this one. I don't really know what I'm looking at here. So I'm going to take a pass on that one. But the rest look pretty good, and your black and white technique in post-processing looks solid. So let's keep going. All right, let's see what we got. 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. All right, this is my favorite of the 3. The lighting on her looks really good. You could maybe make the lighting a little more subtle, and there's another thing you could do that would really help this shot. This one's good, so don't get me wrong, but here's what I would do. You don't really want to see the flash and all that stuff hitting the ground down here. So what I would do is create fall off. So go to the masking tool, go to the linear gradient, and drag up like this. And then pull back the highlights, pull back the exposure, because it should get darker as it goes lower. But then what you could do is go subtract her. Subtract, hit the subtract button, then choose subject. So she comes forward, but the ground behind her is less lit. It's still lit some, but you can control it pretty well there. So look at the difference. You see what I mean? It draws your eye down there. And honestly, I think I would get rid of that whole, here's what I would do. Yeah, let's do this. Let's get the eraser tool, I don't know, and then just get rid of this whole thing. Because this is doing nobody any good down here. Don't get her foot or anything. Let's hit remove. And I think that's going to help a whole bunch. The lighting on her face, there you go. Woo, that's a whole lot better. Woo! and she's lit, and you've got the fall off. And so that's okay. That's pretty good. All right, so that one is my favorite. This one is just a miss. It's just a messy miss. It's just, I know she may be, what, a fireman by day? Too much, a lot too much headroom. It's just a mess. It's a messy, it's a badly styled photo. The styling is bad. The green of the hats or the helmets with the red chair, the whole thing is kind of a mess. So let's just skip that one. This is nice. I think you could have been a little more subtle with the lighting and a little more dramatic with it. So I'm just going to try something. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's take it into Photoshop, duplicate the layer, and switch the blend mode to multiply. And then you could go to the Camera Raw. Well, hold on, let me flatten it. Then go to Camera Raw or Lightroom, whichever one you want, and bring up the whites. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but yeah, something like that. I think that there was a much more dramatic photo. Oh, it's not. That's not a before and after. Hold on. Let me just hit OK. And then let me duplicate this so I can show you before and after. And it's not 100%. I mean, I did it in 30 seconds, so how good can it be? But let's let's duplicate the image. Where's duplicate? Oh, there it is. And then let's go back to this one and revert it. So there's where you started. That's the more, but it's a little too contrasty. You'd have to almost go and lower the contrast now because it made it a little too contrasty. So lower the contrast a little. But I'm just thinking you've got some dramatic light there. I think you could do a little bit with it. That just looks very well lit. And this looks more dramatic and intense. But anyway, still not a bad shot. The photography's good and solid. And let's see where we were. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Whoops. Hello? Can we see the images? Come on. There we go. So good photography and all that stuff. All right, give me a second. Let me grab another one here. There we go. All right. Let's take a look. Hold on. Whew. So what's my subject? Which one of the 500 rocks in this picture these are bad. I mean, you were out in the American Southwest where all this amazing stuff is, and this is what you get. All you have to do is follow the crowd of photographers and shoot where they were shooting. I can tell you where they weren't shooting, right here. This is not good. I think it's time. I don't want to do this. I kind of have to do it. Because you were in one of the most amazing places to photograph. People fly from Europe over to shoot there. And you fell down on it in a bad, bad way. So, here goes. There's a graphic that should be going right now that for some reason is not. That's not it. There you go. let's hope that doesn't happen again. Let's move on. Because there's really nothing to say there. All right. Next. Well, let me make him bigger. Hold on. There we go. I hate to say it. These are kind of 3 shots of nothing. Like, what's the subject here? Let's see what happens if I go and choose select subject and see if it can select anything. Select subject. Does that tell you something? Even AI can't find out what the hell you were trying to shoot. We might have a double button here. All right, let's look over here. Oh, I like the way you have a leading line that leads you off the screen. Instead of leading you to the ugly cabin in the background, it just leads you to nowhere. And then lastly, shall we try the select subject? Yeah, I think that's what you're thinking your subject was. The mountains in the background on the far right. Part of the mountain, an eighth of the mountain. It's just bad. It's just, come on. It's just bad. I'm not going to hit the button, but you're really close. You get the lid flipped open, and I'm thinking about it, but we're going to let that go. Let's move on. Animal. Maybe a dog or a wolf with their eyes closed that you can't even see. This is nice. I like this. It's nice. It's sharp. It's close. What the hell happened here? All right, you got 1 out of 3. This is a pretty good shot, and it's got some interesting post. This is nothing. If you can't see the animal's eyes, and it's not doing anything interesting. It's just. And it's bad light, and this is called flower in horrible light. Horrible. This is just a bad shot. It's bad. If you'd had 3 of those, I'd have hit the button for sure. But the crow saved you. Is it a crow? I think it's a crow. The crow, the raven, whatever it is, it saved you. Because with this and that, if that middle wasn't there, you'd be all over that button. All right, we're going to take a short break. Let everyone take a deep breath, and we will be back in just a minute. Don't go away. We're live here on the grid on a horrible, horrible day on the grid.
I'm really excited to tell you about my latest KelbyOne class, the AI Mindset. Now, in this class, I introduce you to the exciting world of AI imaging for photographers. I cover how you can easily transform your snapshots into a more artistic image. I'll also show you how to create AI videos, like the short video I created from a still photo I took in Death Valley. AI is just the newest tool I am using to express my creative vision. It's a tool I think you will enjoy using too. This class is not about buttons and menus. It's about how to think about AI and how you can express your creative vision. You will see that with AI, you are many things. An artist, an art director, a graphic artist, a storyteller, and much more. Here I created an image that illustrates that we are just on the tip of the AI iceberg. So I really hope you can join me for my latest class only on KelbyOne.com.
Hi, this is Hilmar Smith. Light doesn't have to be boring, and light doesn't have to be soft. I'm gonna teach you how to introduce hard light and hard shadows into your photography stories. I'm gonna teach you how you can introduce color, how you can play and make really the best out of your set with all of my favorite tricks and with all of my favorite gear. So if you really want to level up your lighting, come and join me in my newest class at KelbyOne.com.
I'm Jeff Leinbach. I just finished recording my latest class, a practical guide to picking the right lens. I'm here with a bunch of lenses and we have a great class for you. We talk about different varieties of lenses, different types of lenses, some lens features that you may not have heard of. We even talk about specific lenses for specific uses in photography. For example, if you're a landscape photographer, what are the best lenses to use? If you are an architectural photographer, what are the lenses that I want to make sure that I'm looking at? Those are the things that we're going to talk about in this class. I also have a handful of quick tips that might help you take care of your gear and make your gear function better as we go along. So I encourage you to join me at KelbyOne.com.
Hey, we're back. Hey, we got a couple good images here, or some 3 good images here. Let's take a look. I like the post on this one. I like the desolation and all. That's kind of nice. That's nice. That's nice. There's something funky about the color downstairs. So I see a couple little things. This one's got a little bit of a, on the right side over here, let me just open it in Photoshop. On the right side, it looks like it needs to be pulled, or it needs perspective. So you're going to right click, choose perspective, and then this side looks like it just needs to be pulled up a little bit. Kind of like that. So watch the difference here. See, I was kind of leaning back, like, you know, I mean, it's still not perfectly straight, but it doesn't look weird. So all 3 of these kind of have a perspective problem. They're good shots, and there's good post-processing, but I got to get back to where we were. This one has got a problem. Let's go to the optics and just, not optics, it would be transform in Lightroom and hit the A button and see if that fixes it. All right, that didn't really do anything, which is unfortunate. But this one seems like it has, if you look at, this thing's kind of bowing out. Let me show you what I mean. Like, this thing is kind of a little bit curved out towards you, and you would fix that over here under manual, and you would pull distortion, pull it back and make it straight, and then you'd have to recrop the image, but maybe somewhere like this. So look at the difference. Look at the arch in the middle. See how it was kind of bowing towards you, right? It's barrel distortion. I think that's one problem. The other problem here, I think, let's open it, is it's not centered. So, and maybe I'm wrong. Here is the exact center of the image. Oh, there's, yeah, you see how here this is like that's centered and then it's way off down here? That means there's some kind of a perspective issue. Because those, it should be like, let me see if I can get it right. Give me a second to push and pull this thing around. Getting closer. See how this line now is going right down there, but the skewing is really bad. Yeah, this is going to take a lot of finagling, but there is a perspective issue here, and the center of the image is there, but the center of the photo is not. And I've mangled this one. I mangled it. It's all right, somewhere in there. And you're going to have to do a shift down here to get that into place. That one needs some work, and I'm not going to be able to pull it off for you while we watch. But that one's got a little bit of perspective and barrel distortion. It's all lens stuff, but you can fix that. This one is the one where it also, let's just go here and hit auto. Let's go to the auto button. All right, that helps right there. Watch. See how it kind of fixed the lean back? But my problem is this bottom floor. I think if you just go to highlights and pull it back, and then it's green, which I know that your camera may interpret it that way, but I think I would probably push a little like that. Push some magenta into it so it doesn't look so icky green. So this on the right, the images stood up and we fixed the white balance. I think just that little thing will make a big difference. It's a nice shot. All the shots are nice. So I mean, I like your style. I like your style. I like what you're doing. And then there was this. We're not going to do two. But let me tell you, if I hadn't done on the other one, I'd do it on this one. This is an ugly flower. This is a mess. This is not a long exposure. It's not nearly long enough to be any good, and it's shot in horrible light. Like, there's nothing going on here. So, you know, so what advice would I give you? You need to start looking at other people's photos. You need to go to 500px and type in stream and look at the shots that you'll see there. Go and type in jugglers or event photography and see what that looks like. Now, you might get a little help on this one. It's just not a good shot, but if you went to lens blur, turn that on and waited for it and then increased the amount, at least it makes the people in the background not so, it's not good. Didn't really do much, honestly. Didn't blur. You'd have to work on with the slider, the focus range here to figure out how do I get them more out of focus. Also, go get the blur button and say, no, these people are supposed to be out of focus. And then you're going to have to go and choose what's supposed to be in focus. But if you got them more out of focus, it would help tremendously. But you're going to have to take your time. I'm doing it very quickly. And then for the areas that it maybe needed to make sharp, like him and all, you go to focus and say, no, that baton is supposed to be focused. That's supposed to be focused. He's supposed to be focused. His other hand, you know, you got a lot of work to do and when you're done, it's not really a great picture. These are just kind of snapshots. So, yeah, I don't think you really know what you're looking for. And the only way for you to think of why, like you look at that stream and you go, this is one of my best photos. That's because you don't really understand what a stream photo is supposed to look like. If you go to we'll go to 500px real quick. Let me just go real quick to 500px.com and we'll just type in what we're talking about, stream. And you can basically, hold on, I already have an account. I don't want to log in and all that crud, but if you look at any one of these, like that was a nice stream I just clicked on. That's a nice stream. That's a nice stream. That's a nice stream. This is what you're looking for, right? Look at this. And then let's go back and look at what you got. This. Would you have sent in that photo if you knew your photo was supposed to look like the others? That's the problem. That's the whole point. Hey, we need to take a short break. We're going to be right back. We got some comments from some viewers. And when we come back, we still have a few more images to go. So stick around for more bad images today on The Grid.
Hello, my name is John Dukes, and I want to invite you to watch my KelbyOne class, Blue Hour Mastery, how to create dynamic cityscape photography. You're going to create photos that are going to impress everyone you show. People are going to get that wow effect. We're going to learn how to scout the location, what Blue Hour is, all the different levels of twilight that you could shoot your photo in, camera settings. We're going to talk about gear. We're going to talk about how to take that photo from being a snapshot to a gorgeous cityscape image that you're going to want to hang up on your wall. So come join me at KelbyOne.com. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
One, two, three, go! Hey everybody, Kirk Nelson here from Pixel Pro Photography, and I am down here again at KelbyOne Studios in Oldsmar, Florida. This is Photoshop Secrets for Speed and Style. Deadlines are looming, and you have to work smart and fast. I'm going to show you some of the best Photoshop features to optimize your workflow so you can make Photoshop work better for you, and you can actually hit your deadlines with time to spare for some of the creative work. We're talking about custom smart objects. We're talking about actions, custom brushes, and you can actually hit your deadlines with time to spare for some of the creative work. Only here at KelbyOne.com.
This is New York City. My name is Ali Rajabi, and welcome to my class, Street as a Studio, Seeing Light, Form, and Possibility. Every corner here holds something unexpected, a flash of light, a shadow, a gesture, a color that only lasts for a second. This class is about learning to recognize those moments, to see beyond the surface, and to create photographs that feels alive and intentional. It's not about perfection or post-processing. It's about vision, patience, and curiosity. We'll explore how to use light, people, and even everyday objects to build images that are thoughtful and full of a story. The street is your studio, wide open, unpredictable, and full of possibility. Let's step into it together and see what this amazing city offers.
All right, we are back. I got a comment from Holly. Says, I appreciate seeing these images, even the bad ones. It helps me see mistakes that others are making and what not to do. Holly, that is exactly why we do this episode. So Holly gets it. That's why we do it. So you can see in other people's pictures like, oh, okay, I need to really be looking out for my white balance. Oh, I need to be getting a longer exposure. I need to be not shooting in a crappy light, and so on and so forth. So Holly, that's exactly, thank you for saying that out loud, because that's exactly what we're doing. Dale says, maybe suggest a composition class on KelbyOne for the missed opportunities. Yeah, so that's a great idea, actually. We got a couple of wonderful composition classes. One of them is from Mimo Madani, who's very, very good. He does a wonderful class on composition. We have a lot of classes. I have a whole class that I did. It's one of my most popular classes ever, called Crush the Composition. I have a book by the same name. So that we have the book, we have the class, and so that's a great idea, Dale. Thank you. I should have thought of that. There it is, Crush the Composition right there. Crush the composition. That's it. So you can, now, if you're not a KelbyOne member, you can still go, you can just buy the class. You can just swing by the site, go to KelbyOne, look for Crush the Composition, and it will give you you can buy it for, I think, $39, which is cheap. And then, or you can just join KelbyOne and watch as many classes as you want. So Dana says, I want to do all the classes. All right. Come on board, Dane. If you're not already a KelbyOne member, we would love to have you. So KelbyOne.com. And let's say Two Dog Fox says, talking about the photos, if they were all great, there'd be no purpose for the critique. There you go. That's exactly right. Speaking of critiques, let's take a look on screen. See what we got. All right, so what we have here is a bunch of overlit night shots. Everything's okay except for you're way overlighting the subject. Way, it looks like you parked a car there. It's just way overlit, like it does. It looks like car headlights. Like it's just so overlit. Now you could help a little bit by pulling back the highlights a bunch. Boy, that's not even helping. This one, it should be really subtle, not cranked up. It should be subtle. And same thing with the first one. They're just all so bright. Yeah, that's it. They're just overlit. They're not overlit by a little. They're overlit by a lot, and they'll look better if you can actually do it right in camera instead of getting it wrong, you know, and having to try to fix it here. So yeah, that's it. The ideas are good. The composition is good. All that stuff is good. The night part of it is good. It's the light painting that is bad. How about this? Erik Kuna's got a wonderful class on light painting. So check out Mr. Kuna's light painting class on KelbyOne, and he will show you how to do it right and using the most modern techniques. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, this one looks like I'm going to think off the coast of Ireland, maybe. This one's kind of nice because you've got an overcast sky. The light doesn't look harsh. You've got a reasonable composition here. I think this is far and away the best of the three. This is just, ugh. This is, ugh. So what do we have here? A very harsh-looking castle in very harsh-looking light. Not a cloud in the sky on a sunny day. Surely you could have picked a worse time. Nope, I don't think you could have. I think you found the worst time of day, lighting-wise. It's not flattering light. I mean, it's already a harsh medieval-looking castle. At least put it in nice light so it looks interesting. So it's compositionally, it's not bad, but in every other way, it's bad. And mostly it's the lighting. Same thing here. It's a very messy shot. When you first look at it, you're like, what am I looking at? Oh, there's an elephant with a tree growing out of his back. Oh, okay, I see it. It's just, if the shot is about the elephant, why am I seeing all this other garbage? If it truly is like an elephant shot, get rid of half the garbage in here and make it about the elephant. And then don't make it crooked like I just did. Oh, let's go over here and go to rotate. I'm hitting the wrong thing. My mic was in the way. I couldn't see. There we go. Something like that. Now, you still shot it at a crappy time of day, so the lighting looks bad and looks harsh, and you got harsh shadows, and sometimes lowering the highlights and lowering the blacks can help. So just those two. See how they took a little of the... So lowering the highlights and lowering the blacks sometimes just takes a little of the harshness out of the day. And I would probably add a little softening too, because it's just... When it gets really harsh like that, go in here, go to the texture and lower the texture a little. So you get almost a little blur in there. So it's just not so harsh, and also it would help you as a vignette. So let's just darken those edges a little. So I mean, it's a little better than where we were. Yeah, it's better. So look at the one on the left is the original. So what did we do? We added texture. We added a little bit of we lowered the textures. I'm sorry. We lowered the texture to make it softer. We added a vignette, but I think what really saved this photo are the other two things we did up here, which was take the highlights down and take the blacks. This actually increases the blacks, dragging them to the left. I know they're inconsistent here, but that's what it does. All right. So outside of that, you know, that's all right. I still think you could do some things in post to make it more interesting, but at least that one is shot in reasonable light. Ann says, my images were critiqued once, and I heard snapshotty. It's hard to hear, but I hear it now when I'm out shooting, and it really tried to make them less so. I appreciate the feedback. Thank you, Ann. That's exactly what this is for, and I know that I'm kind of being very direct today because I don't have Erik here and I'm sad, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying for you to hear that voice in your head and go, wait a minute, I shouldn't just take this. I need to think and look and compose and take the time to get this looking good. Am I shooting at the right time of day? Am I standing in front of something interesting? Is there a clear subject in my shot? All that kind of stuff. All right, I think we got one or two more, just a couple more we have left. Or is that it? We didn't get them all. Give me a second to look. I had some portraits, I thought, that I don't see here. Did they get away from me? What? That's not it. Sorry, folks. Let me just take a quick look, because I'm certain I had some portraits that are, for some reason, did I miss a row? No. Let me make sure I just didn't skip down a row. That can happen when you're drinking heavily. Let's see. No, we did see those portraits. How did I miss it? Let me look down here. Hang on. Oh, let's look at these. All right. Here we go. So I really like this one. This is far and away my favorite, though I would get rid of this snake that's coming out at him. Here's a little stick, right? That's not helping the shot. Why would you even have that in there? Get rid of that. I'd also get rid of this little bright spot over here. But I really like the brown tone and the way you finish this shot. It kind of has a timeless feel. It's kind of a low contrast thing. But then you went completely the opposite direction here. Now, it may be what the client wanted, but it's very, very bright behind her. And I think you could have used that, like pick a style and go with it, right? Because look at the difference between this style and this style. They're both taken late in the day. Both of them, the subject is backlit, but they have a completely different, it looks like two completely different photographers took this. Like this was photographer A, this is photographer B, I'm hiring photographer A. So, and this isn't bad. The only thing I would do is I would have the family get closer together. I would have the little boy lean into her and touch his head, because it doesn't, like the kids have a nice smile, the mom has a nice smile, but they're a little bit disconnected, right? Now, you want to see something crazy? All right, here's what we're going to do. This is crazy. We're going to go in here and we're going to select the kid. We're going to go down here to Generative Fill, and we're going to go choose Nano Banana Pro. So Gemini 3 Nano Banana Pro. And we're going to say, lean the little boy toward the mom so he's touching her body. And then let's spell lean right. And let's just give this a shot and see if it works. It's either going to be brilliant or it's not going to work at all. Let's just see. I think the little girl having her tilt her head in would be easier. This could easily be a disaster. We'll see what happens. I should have made a bigger selection. My selection's too tight. Always go with a bigger selection, and mine was a little too tight on his head and all. I don't know how. Oh, it's close. It's close. It's not quite there. Like it just did it did funky. Let's try the daughter. Make it nice and loose. Lean her head towards her mom. So you might have to do it a few times to get there. I think this one will probably work better. But the little boy, if he had gotten in close like that, really would have made the shot. Like posing is really important. Especially with families or couples or engagement shots, they got to look like they're really close. Hang on a second. It's working its magic. Oh boy, that's a flippin' disaster. That's as bad as I've ever seen it work. Now, her head, I guess you could do a little cloning and whatever to get her fixed up. That's pretty bad though. That's seriously bad. That's seriously bad. That's not good. But you can see how it could be good, right? Right? You can see how it could be good. But you got to do that as a photographer, so you're not having to try to fake it and get that right when you're right there. You got to be aware of that stuff. This is just, she looks uncomfortable, right? And her head should be tilted the other way too. You can tilt her head. You know, now I wonder, what if I did this? Hold on, cause select all. Hit generative fill and say tilt her head to the left. So I selected the whole thing. I think we'll see how this goes. But it's just, the whole photo looks awkward and uncomfortable. Did I hit generate? Oh, I missed. So I have this giant screen in the studio. It's just absolutely huge. And sometimes I'm looking at that screen instead of at my screen, and everything is a little delayed. So it's a tad weird. Let's see what happens here. I have high hopes for this. I still have hopes. Oh, okay, so I wanted to tilt her head apparently to the right. I wanted it to the left at my camera view, which is all I had to say, but it did a good job. Look at that. I would have had her tilt her head the other way, to the right. Oh, well, let's just give it a shot. What the heck? Select all. Generative fill. Tilt her head to the right. All right. Let's just see. We've already got this much into it. In for a penny, in for a pound. Andrea says, yes, I have a little Scott voice in my head now, sometimes when I'm shooting. Yeah. But it's good. I have, you know, people that mentored me. I think about, ooh, they said to do this or they said to do that. And it helps because, you know, you're reminding you of things that you may not be thinking of when you're in the moment, you know. All right, let's take a look here. Gosh, we're almost done. Come on. Head the other way. Oh my gosh, it went to the... Now, I said the left, this time I said the right, and it just doesn't care. It's just it wants to lean to the left badly. So, I don't know. It's uncomfortable. All right, so here's what I'm saying to this photographer. Look. You got a style here that's really good. I know it's probably a preset, but that's fine. Warren's asking, would you consider darkening the stump she's sitting on? I mean, I don't know. So the brightest thing in the photo is not the stump. It's the light behind her. So behind her is a really bright area of light, but I don't think that's the problem. It's not. I don't think it's this. She just looks uncomfortable. She looks like, I can't wait to get off this seat. Her pose is just funky. It's a bad pose. That's really, I think, at the end of the day. You consider darken it, but if I darken the stump, Warren, which is not a bad call, she's still going to look exactly as uncomfortable, and it's still going to be too bright behind her. That's where it's at. Just uncomfortable look, and it's hard to get around bad posing. All right. I think I got maybe one more. Well, let me go look at this one. Wasn't that? Hang on. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Oh, goodness. I thought I had one more portrait to show you, but maybe I don't. Maybe I was hallucinating. Wait a minute. What are these? Hang on. Hang on. Well, it does seem like I can't find them now, which is unfortunate. Thought I had one more, but maybe not. Well, crud. Oh, nope, here they are. Let's take a look. So some graduation pictures. with ugly flash. So way overlit here. And I'm not sure why you'd be using flash. I mean, you don't have a gel on it, so the light is white. That's not good. You want to use a gel. If you're going to be shooting outside, I don't care if it's the middle of the day or whatever, I would throw a yellow gel on it, a quarter cut of orange gel, a very thin amount of orange gel, so her skin tone looks good. It's white light outside, looks weird. This one it's white light, and it's not as bad as the other one, and it's not as bright as the other one, which is good. You don't have any fall off, so her stomach is as bright as the rest of it. So I think you would want some fall off. And this one is I don't know what's going on with the lighting. Like, let's just get in there and look here. I don't know, the lighting's pretty bad. So I think you just work on the lighting. The rest is okay. Just lighting. Get better at lighting. And also don't let stuff like this happen. Don't let spackled light get in there on your subject and down here. You can see your flash. There's the line. There's the green reflecting off the grass, which you could have got rid of. And I think there's a lot that could be done here, but it starts with getting better at flash. And you only need to get good at one flash. You don't have to have a whole bunch of flashes. You don't have to be Joe McNally, but you have to be able to create a very compelling, very pretty shot in the daylight. You know what I mean? And you didn't look like you shot it, too middle of the high day, but you got hot spots on the forehead. I think you could have got away with a nice natural light shot here and just overexposed a little on your subject, and you'd have been fine. All right, David says, I appreciate the feedback. It wasn't my primary subject shooting. I don't know which one of the images were yours, David, because they're just named 1, 2, and 3, so I don't know which ones were yours. But anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that helps you move forward. All right, kiddos, we have run out of time. I'm going to give our prizes away. I'm just getting ready to tell you where prizes, and Dobson over there yelling, prizes. Yes, here we go. Congratulations to Andrea Wiley, who won the Platypod Grip. The Lightroom Classic book, my brand new one, goes to Cami Brazel. The Night Photography book goes to Rick Greeley. The Digital Photography book goes to Margaret Fallon. And the On One No Noise goes to Amy Gray. Sorry. That was kind of blew that. Anyway, so now we know who you are. You don't have to email Grid Prize or anything because we already have your contact info. And we'll send you out your goodies. So congratulations to all of you. Now, for everybody who had a harsh critique today, just remember this. Remember this. Think about it. So the next time you're out shooting, you can make those changes. Ask yourself the same questions I just asked a minute ago. Is this good light for photography? Do I have a clear subject? Am I showing a bunch of junk that doesn't need to be seen in the photo? Can I make this photo stronger? What was that thing? Want better pictures? Move in closer, right? It's a kind of a famous saying, and I kind of butchered it, but that's what it means. Whatever you want to look more dynamic, move it closer to you, or you move closer to it. So, and stuff like white balance matters, making people look good with white balance, like her white balance. Let's look at this one. Take a look on screen. That white balance it's very green. So I would move away from the green and put a little more. Her skin tone's coming around now. All I did was just move away from the green. So I went to the temperature, the tint slider in white balance, and I moved away from the green because most people don't look good green. And so that's a pretty easy one. And also, you can see there's still a little green in her dress and stuff. If you wanted to get rid of that, here's a thing you could try. Get the masking tool, get the brush, go down to color, and use saturation and desaturate. and then just paint that away. Yeah, that's the thing about white. It's easy to get rid of color casts. She's got some green on her skin and stuff. I don't know how much you're going to be able to do about that easily. But even that just little tiny tweak. And then I would throw a vignette on it. Why not? Throw a little vignette around the outside. Kind of puts the focus back on her. And a little bit of softening wouldn't hurt the whole thing either. But it's a very nice looking subject. You got a great subject. You just got to get that light under control. Folks, that's it for this week. I do believe Mr. Kuna will be back next week, and we'll have more mirth and merriment, and it won't be a blind photo critique. Why is the camera crooked? Did you see the whole camera's crooked? Is it just me? It's crooked. Not this one, that one. Look at that. It's supposed to be sliding off the desk and stuff. Like, whoa, it's crooked. Whatever. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week for more cruel photography critiques. Instead of calling it blind, we should just call it cruel photography technique critiques. Whatever. See ya.